in 1.5 years. Why did it take me so long? If I'm doing 3-1-2 every day, I should get results. But it's because I did not have the other parts of the 10 daily to-dos. I did not have the fundamentals. It doesn't work. It's actually a different, people think, oh, it's the same thing. But actually it's without the fundamentals and with the fundamentals, 3-1-2 is a different action. Did everybody hear that? 3-1-2, depending on whether you have the fundamentals and you're developing them, or if you don't, they're actually two completely different actions. They're not the same action. Yes, it's a numbers game, but it's not all about numbers. It's the numbers with the quality and the training. So, showing one plan per day is part of this. So show one plan per day, one compensation plan. And I like to do the 4 quadrants. We don't have time to get into it, but there are 4 quadrants of a presentation as it was traditionally presented. We need to get familiar with it.
Yes.
So, but calling 3 people, booking 1 appointment, adding 2 names, I'm not even going to go into it. That's how simple it is. That's it. But everything will fall into place if you have the fundamentals with it. So 9, we also want to associate with positive people. And what's the easiest way to do that? Ladies and gentlemen, what is the easiest way to associate with positive people? Who are we here? Are we positive people?
Yes.
So, you see there's a common theme here? Show up to training. Show up, show up, show up. So, now I want to talk about measure, monitoring, adjusting, and controlling. And this is so important because the number one statement is, obviously we have to adjust, right? But how do we adjust, right? How do we adjust and control our business? Well, would you agree that if we stay in our own mind, it's very hard to adjust? I will say for myself, for the longest time, I was building by myself. Even I remember Chase remarked one time, I actually sold 12 tickets. There was a point, I can't remember, but I sold 12 tickets to a local seminar, okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to do this. I'm going to build this. And maybe like 4 people showed up late, 4 people showed up early and then left late, and then the other 4 didn't show up. So this is, and I sponsored one out of the event, but actually he disappeared the week later, 2 weeks later. Imagine how frustrating that is. But when, I just laugh about it now, but I wasn't laughing then. But anyway, measure, monitor, adjust, and control your business. How do we do it? We gotta not do it by ourselves. We've got to actually check in with our senior business partner. I check in with Olivia all the time now. What am I doing wrong? What do I need to do better? What's my feedback for this? And we really, that's how we do it. And we measure, monitor the basic 5. That's what we measure, monitor. Okay, and so the next part is really about the management of our business. And when we're getting into management and then goal setting, talked about it before, we have to, now I don't want to erase this without anybody taking pictures. Does everybody have a picture? Okay, took it. Okay, so 3, 2, go. Okay. Okay, everybody got it. So good. Okay, so now we're going to get into goal setting. Actually, if I could have somebody help me write this, I would really appreciate it because it's a lot and I'd like to just summarize some bullet points about it. So if somebody could be my lovely assistant. Okay, great. Oh, I have the lovely assistant. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay, thank you.
Maybe later.
Okay, so what I want to do is we're going through these goal setting numbers, criteria. Actually, thank you. What's the point of this? We're going to show that how we set goals is we set them by quarter. We set them quarter by quarter. Because this is like any business, it's a quarterly business. And I didn't understand that before as breaking it down to something simple. So when we start with the Q date...
We actually have a new business partner that's just created this past few days, right, Chris? So when did she join again? So we'll do the current one.
Yeah. Yeah, so when did you start the business?
Saturday or Friday?
Saturday.
Saturday.
So the Q date would be the following Friday, or this Friday. Yes, so what is this Friday date?
17.
The 17th is the Q date, so that's important to know for your business going forward. So we're going to take you through your 2 to 3 year plan. And the 2 to 3 year plan, of course, goes quarter by quarter. This is how we break it down. The first $300 check in your first quarter is a really good goal to go for in your first quarter. Why? Because you have to have that benchmark of, you have to build enough volume and enough momentum to be able to start doing that. When you go through to your second quarter, which would be on February 7th, 17th, it's okay. So when you go back to your next quarter, what would be great is if you hit EC, right, by World Conference or around World Conference, you hit EC, very, very doable and extremely doable, and to start earning that $300 per month or to $1,500 per month on a residual basis. As we're going, as Olivia's writing, I want to break down something crucial. How are we breaking it down? We're not just writing figures on the board and saying, well, this is great. There's some magic quarter by quarter. What we're doing every quarter to build this is we're starting out with the shopping annuity, doing the shopping annuity as it's meant to be done, and also doing our UFO, right? Our Master Unfranchised Owner Program. And as we're doing both, what are we going to do? We're going to achieve the retail part of our business, the volume creation part of our business, and we're going to build out the recruiting or distribution part of our business. And the point of this here is, why do these figures change? How does it even go up in this way? I'll explain it simply, but what I encourage you to do is go back and actually sit with somebody. We all have a wonderful detailed outline of the shopping annuity broken down to a business plan in terms of duplication and the numbers. But each quarter, you're duplicating the shopping annuity. So you're having your 2 partners that you brought in that second quarter, in that first quarter, to duplicate the shopping annuity, what we call base 10, 7 strong, which is you have your 2 business partners, and they have their 2 business partners, each one with 10 customers. Now it's even higher volume, but their 10 customers that they got, and your 10 customers, that will come out to a $300 per month check if you add up the volume. Now, if you do it for actually BV and IBV, if we focus on IBV every time we order, ordering IBV every time we can order, meaning IBV in the exclusive products like enzymes and TLS products, we will create that even faster. We could get to $600 in a quarter. That is really your choice. But this is broken down to doing these fundamental duplication of shopping annuity every single quarter. And as you see, by the time you do this from actually, if you add up the quarters, it's between 2 and 3 years that you will get to your $7,500 per month in residual income. And of course, it's not magic. It's not just shopping annuity and UFO. It's what's included in the UFO, which is the training requirements.
Yes.
We have to, but if you want to get there faster, if you want to ensure your success, plug into more trainings. Because it's shopping annuity, UFO, and more trainings, basically more trainings, as many trainings as you can get into. So what Olivia is outlining here is just shopping annuity and UFO every quarter and duplicating that. And if we had another session, we can outline the financial structure of that. You hit EC by 11, 17, 18, right? Or really, it's not EC anymore because you probably hit EC back here, but you're hitting $1,500 per month, right? And how are you measuring that? We're measuring that through the GMTSS, taking 5 people on the left, 5 people on the right, also to that next event. So I really want to simplify 10 and 10 on the left and right to get to master, 15 and 15 on the left and right to get to senior master, 20 and 20 to get to professional, 40 and 40 to get to national, or supervising, sorry, and then it's also 50 and 50 to get to national supervising. So define your number, okay? Next thing we want to do is we want to talk about scheduling, and we want to talk about management, because if we're not, we can be doing these result-producing activities and we can follow this business plan, but if we're not following the structure that we should be following, we're not going to get it done in terms of time management.
Right.
And this was my fatal mistake. I never knew how to manage time. Just really never knew how to manage time because I was in school all the time. I think, Elaine, you can, maybe you're better at it than I am, but that I was. But really, it's all about time management. If you don't have the skills, really develop it. So this is morning, afternoon, and evening. Yeah, thank you. It's easier if you do it. Yes, thank you. So, a few key points here. Structure your schedule. If you want to do this in 3 years, you want to do it in 10 to 15 hours per week. Result-producing activities. Okay? If you want to do it in 2 years, you want to do 20 to 25 hours per week. And 1 year, you're basically doing it as full-time, 40 to 45 hours a week. I want to stress, though, again, what are we doing in this time frame? We're doing our 10 daily to-dos every day. We're doing result-producing activities, but we're probably doing, depending on our goal, higher numbers. And let's simplify it, because would you guys agree, we can only do what we simplify.
Yep.
There are so many concepts, and I think in one training, we don't know what to focus on sometimes. Do I focus on time management? Do I focus on the pin levels? Do I focus on tickets? Here's what we can all boil it down to. This is what we focus on. Shopping annuity every quarter, UFO every quarter. That's the most duplicatable, and we follow the training system. Those three components, just focusing on those on a quarterly basis, break it down to the daily, and we will achieve it. This is breaking it down to the daily. Your schedule will look a little different based on what your goals are, what your quarterly goals are, but this is what it's generally going to look like. We have a Monday Chinese HPP, usually at Wayne's, located Wayne's house, and Chinese HPP, and at NJ you have coring, right? And on Wednesday, we have our all-day training at Sheraton Hotel, right here, and also our NJ coring, also our HBP, Brooklyn HBP, on Thursdays. And Fridays, ABC training, also Monday in the morning, Chinese ABC training, also on Fridays, HBP. Well, how did we determine the schedule? Well, we determined the quarterly goals first. That's something that I really want to get clear, because we didn't, I was very confused at the start. It's like, okay, well, great, we have HBPs. So when do we have HBPs? When should we have appointments? When should we, whatever it is. Most people are working this business part-time, so we have to figure out what are the priorities. And priorities are always GMTSS events. We have them on Saturdays, and we also typically, any given Saturday, or a Sunday, we have maybe a local seminar. So those always take priority over smaller team trainings. And then we focus on the big team trainings in terms of time management. The team corings, big team coring, we look at the HBPs, the bigger HBPs, we look at the ABC trainings with Olivia or other senior business partners, and we stick in our trainings and our things that we want to duplicate as a team, all right? We don't do it backwards. So this is what I was talking about, the 3-year plan, 2-year plan, or 1-year plan. You decide, and you have to decide based on your, again, how do we determine it? How do we determine our weekly events? By what goal? Which goal? The
Income.
yes, and the quarterly goal, right? That's how we broke it down. So again, my theme here is keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate this. This is how you're going to determine the weekly events from your quarterly goal, from our quarterly goal. So let's really quickly take picture, and then we get on to our very last short and sweet, but very important topic. And I'll actually get right into it even before, it's the last one. I'll get into it right even before, as you guys are taking pictures. It's all about file management as well in this business. File management is another topic that we really want to discuss, because file management, again, like time management, is if we want to take action and we want to schedule things, we need to have easy access and fast access to these things, and we need to manage well. It comes down to, when we have an organized file system, and we have files and we know where they are, we know where all of our training topics are, we know where the thing that we learned at the local our notes from the local seminar are, and they're clean and they're clear, and we know where our duplication topics are, we know where all of these things are and very easy to get to, then we can, what can we do? We can do the result producing activities, but sometimes we sabotage ourselves. We are disorganized, and we think, why doesn't 312 work? Why doesn't 1032 work? Well, it works. It's just you have to have certain things in place to make it work effectively, and the organization is very key. So what do we need? We need a recorder. When we come here to the training, who's recording? You know, everybody's recording, right? We should always be recording. Have a recorder. Know, Miss Lou always is great at this, knowing which segments to record, and then being able to instantly send that clip out to whoever it's relevant to in the team, to be able to benefit that person. We always need to be thinking proactively like that. Recording is crucial. What about your partners who are not here? Very crucial to be able to expose, again, like a prospect. Right, we come back to the prospect and keep on treating them almost like prospects in that sense. Appointment book is obviously crucial because we need to schedule. We need to know, and it's got to be a physical appointment book. Why? Can anybody tell me why we need a physical appointment book, not just in our phone? Why is this important? Can anybody think about why it's important?
Show to the people.
It's, yes, these are all correct answers, but it's even duplication. Duplication, because we might say, hey, I'm really good at putting things on my phone and organizing it that way, but most people will get things lost that way. So the notebook is key when you have something written down. The recorder, again, is important, again, for the personal growth. I can't tell you how many times, I just want to show you guys on my phone, well, I'm recording right now. I would show you I have like 2-minute commercial 1 to 2-minute commercial like 20, because I recorded like 20 different versions of it so that I could continue to refresh. Appointment note cards. Note cards are crucial because we need the topics. It's actually in my bag back there. But we have, I have a note card accordion, right? You can, very easy to get. You put all your note cards in there from, let's say, this topic. You can duplicate it. You could go, I like to joke, you could, with these note cards, product note cards, coring topic note cards, everything, you could be stranded on a desert island and build the business. The only thing you'd need is people, right? So maybe not on a desert island, but multiple notebooks. You need HBP and UBP notebooks. Why? Because we learn something new at every HBP and UBP we go to. Yeah. Take notes. It's crucial. We do meeting after meeting as well. Products, GPT. Products are the basis of the business. It goes no further. We need our own notebook for this. NOT Basic 5 ECCT. We want to make note card duplications of this right here, but we also need a separate notebook because we're always updating our knowledge, taking little extra notes. This was a key point that this speaker made. Maybe I want to incorporate that into my presentation and always get that better. Because if we know NUOT Basic 5 ECCT, we know how to show it, we can make residual income in this business. Who would agree with that? Yeah. So coring topics, key coring topics, there are so many, I don't have time to go into them, but separate one for coring topic, corings with your team, and then conventions, separate notebooks. Sometimes you actually need a whole notebook for a convention. Would you agree with me? So maybe you should have an International Convention 2017 notebook, yes. And then you have another one. And local seminars also, you want to keep this separate. Because there's nothing more that I hate than going through my notebook and say, oh, that's a GPT, I used to do this. Oh, this is a GPT. Oh, yeah, this is a local, part of a local seminar. All right, this next page. Oh, this is a coring. So, and then so disorganized. No wonder I got activated in a year and a half, right? Because, and it doesn't, I'm not saying that to downplay maybe everybody different paces, but that was my reason why I didn't get activated or why I didn't get where I wanted to go fast enough. It's because of these little details that a lot of times we don't pay attention to. So, thank you so much. This really wraps it up for me. It's all about the small details. Remember, it's all about the small details. It's all about simplification. It's all about training. And those are the key things, the takeaways I really want to leave everybody with. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Wow. Can we give Steve another round of applause? Yeah. All right. So, that was a lot of information, okay, packed in like 55 to 60 minutes.
Yep.
And, if we do have enough time to do this training, this could be easily going on for like an hour and a half. And there's so much detail to it, just a 10 daily to-do list. We can go on and on and on because that's where we build our business daily, right? It's not done overnight, but it's an accumulation of what we do daily. And I really like what Steve talked about, really always examining, measure, monitor, adjust, and control. And this is one thing for people, how many people were at the English UBP on Thursday night? Wow. I know who is there, and almost all of you were there, and you guys are all looking at me. Where was I last Thursday, right? How many people were at the meeting after meeting? The big English meeting after meeting on Thursday night. Wow. How long does information travel from here to here? It took like light year. It took a light year. Jamaican time. Yes, Jamaican time. But hey, save it for later, okay? So, but what I mean is on Thursday, well, actually the panel when Benson and Steve were all up there, I think he really didn't have time to talk about one of his strengths. And I want to really like I said, Steve, I can really, really prove to you that he really didn't start this way, okay? Whether it is being organized, okay? Whether it is self-management, including communication, including financial management, including file management, and also in terms of social skills, all of that skills that he talked about, which looks like his strength, right? He really didn't have any of those. And this is one thing I look at him, and he continues to push me as a senior business partner to grow faster. Because just looking at how badly he wants this business and how ingrained this concept, like he owns Market America DNA. And because of that desire, he's not afraid to always ask questions and then find out where the most vulnerable spot is. And then he will actually it doesn't mean that he understands it every time I tell him the first time, but he always makes that proactive effort to follow up with me, right? It's not that me as a senior business partner to, always say, hey, let's talk about measure, monitor, adjust, and control. He chased me down to do measure, monitor, adjust, and control. He writes me these long messages and, what he thinks and what's going through his adjusting process, what he understood of what I told him, and how he thinks that, he can improve better, and what I think he can do better. That whole logic of self-improvement, if everybody can capture that attitude, we can go so far ahead. Does that make sense? And, I can show you like our conversation. Like I have said some of the harshest, is it a word? Harshest. We don't have harshest. That's a word. Gooder? Harsher? Anyway, so I've really said some, straightforward stuff. And, because I know he can handle it. Because I know he has given me the approval to the permission to really tell him what he needs to do and where he needs to grow. And that's why he's always, once he understands it, and the way he reflects back is, oh, I think he got it. And then he says, consider this done. Right? Consider this done. It's done in his mind, and he will, the learning process with action will catch up. Does that make sense? It's always a state of mind, the decision. So every time a skill set or a habit, he's like, consider this done. I will work on it, right? And so that's a very great strength to capitalize on. And how many people have their goal statement with them? Goal statement, okay? Not enough people, right? Not enough people. And that's, if nothing else, don't say that I'm going to do it when I have time. When you do when you have time, that means you simply don't want what you want badly enough, right? So, and no one's going to have time to wait for you, and the dream is not going to wait for you either. So make sure that will be one of your to-do lists, right? One of our homeworks to do as a team, not only personal growth. So goal statement, a lot of people only write goal statement for business growth, Is that true? What I want, this is the lifestyle, the material goals, and this is my next, whatever dollar amount. But with that attached, what you need to do is a personal growth goal statement. Does that make sense?
Yes.
What am I willing to do? What skill sets do I need to build in order to become that person or earn that income?
Yes.
Okay, because we've been talking about this as one of our major themes recently is to have a plan, a goal statement, an action plan to achieve personal growth. Before you can go and have a HPP location, we had the same conversation way back when Steve was saying, where do you think my HPP or our team's HPP needs work on? I said, before we talk about expanding more HPP locations, let's talk about how many people in the team can handle a quality HPP. So you have to empower the people first before we expand location, right? So that's one thing I want to touch upon is action plan for personal growth. Okay, action plan for personal growth. And another great important thing is the call workshop, that script, all the tools are available. Okay, Jim Wickler has a video call workshop, right? That's part in our YouTube video. Leverage that. When you have a new person, send them that video, right? Leverage some of the tools. And by the way, how many people received the email? Company has already uploaded all of our PowerPoints, video, audio, everything done. How efficient is our company?
Yeah.
Yes.
Super efficient, right? So before we wrap up today's training, and we have our training today until 6 p.m. And so I wanted to really just, since we're talking about personal growth goal, let's go through some of the simple, most fundamental things that we have to tackle and master in order to earn residual income, okay? So there's really different categories that we need to master. Okay? So first, what do we need to master? Products and the plan, right? Well, this is more like HPP. Because knowing the products and the plan allows us to conduct HPP, correct? So not everyone will learn how to show the plan right away, but we get to have what? Everybody can share a product. If you love something, start with that. So we also do note card duplication on products, right? So everybody here, you can't just rely on going to product training and then, the product symposium, that's a must. But after you come back, one thing I've done that totally benefited me when I first committed to the business was I gave myself a goal to study one product on the note card every day. Okay, when I was still working in finance. So that would be like my morning coffee break. I would be researching, I still remember when acai first came to market in America. Like I learned about acai, and I was like, what is this? And what's mangosteen? What's, guava? What's this, so good? How come this also stimulates metabolism? How come it still makes us, besides energy, but also good for skin, good for, muscle retention? I researched all of that, and that, all of the process I've studied for that product has ingrained in my brain forever. So all of these product knowledge, if you just listen in general product training, you only what? It's only based on sharing, but you don't have solid internal like fundamental and foundation, right? Wow. If you didn't know, my brain processes that fast. I always combine two words together. So when we duplicate the note card product, incredible, fascinating. 挺有意思哈，刘老师，挺有意思。So when we duplicate, 非常有意思。So when we duplicate product card, okay, focus on benefits and feature. What does it in for me, right? When we share with people, before you go into, this is oligomeroproanthocyanidins, this is our isotonic, delivery system, and it's got pycnogenol. Do you know pycnogenol? They don't care. First, tell them what benefits they can potentially get. right? Maybe start from your testimonial. I love OBC3 because it took care of my allergy, and I realized the reason is, and not only my allergy's gone, my skin's got better because it's strong antioxidants, isotonic delivery. What makes our product special, right? So duplicate in a format that works the best to your audience. So HBP, we have 3 for presentation, but 4 quadrants to write on, right? So what we learn is, first, come on guys, brainstorm together. 45 to 2 to 3 year?
Yes.
And what else? We do 4 cornerstone 8 engines as a way to practice our logic and also master the theme of conversation. But this basically is our portal. This is what we are talking about as doing portal presentation, okay? And another one is what? 5 steps and MPCP, okay? So don't we agree if we really wanted to, we can pretty much take care of all of this within a month, easily. Easily. 1 week, 1 topic, done.
Yeah.
Right? So you're gonna practice, and then have an opportunity to present. Then it's a continual education. So we're only gonna get better through repetition, right? But we can learn within a month easily. What else? What's next? NUOT. Okay. NUOT. What are the 4 components in NUOT?
GMTS.
GMTSS, 40 hours, and terminology, which unfortunately we don't have time to do, and 5 no-nos and 5 do-dos, right? So please, can we get the leaders from different regions to make sure you make up for these 2 materials when we go back for proper duplication? If we do have time tomorrow after Basic 5, we will also make up the 5 no-no and 5 do-dos, okay? So Basic 5, what's Basic 5?
Attitude.
Attitude knowledge, go and goal setting, retail, PRS, prospecting, recruiting, and sponsoring, follow-up, ABC pattern, right? So 5 of these. But before we go into Basic 5, actually, you know what? I'm so sorry. I would actually like to put Basic 5 and coring topics. It's something that new people can duplicate right away. Because Basic 5 does take time and experience.
Right.
Correct? Because they have to go through some building in order to really be able to present the Basic 5. But coring topics, we sure can do right away.
Right.
For example, what are some of the most important coring topics?
Why do market
Yeah.
Number 1, right? Always. Why choose Market America? Why do Market America? Always, always one of the first ones to inspire new people. What else?
Strength and weakness.
There we go. Strength of MPCP. If you understand the strength of MPCP, can solve all objections, right? You can not only increase recruiting ratio, quality of people, but also what? Handle all objections and have real belief. What else? Right? Explain the difference between multi-level marketing versus binomial structure. Okay? This is basically almost together. One is in words explaining, one is basically in what? Graph, right? What else?
Why network marketing?
Why network marketing? Why network marketing?
Why supplements?
Why supplements? Why take supplements? What about the 10 daily to do? Critically important, right?
Yeah.
What else?
How to conduct HBP by supplements?
Why and how? Buy, sell tickets. And Ron, you said something?
How to conduct HBP?
Exactly. How to conduct HBP. Why and how, right? Traditional versus MA. If we understand traditional business versus Market America business, not only it gives us that ownership mentality, treat it like a business, And also, it solved most of the complaints in people expecting a lot, not willing to do so much, right? If you understand traditional business, in order to make $1 million, you have to invest $5 million. And $1 million business, $1 million headache. Market America, $1 million business, penny headache, right? No headache. So this also explains where we make our money. Does it, right? It explains where we get our money profit. Our profit margin comes from distribution, comes from advertisement. It doesn't come from our customers. So what else?
Tax benefit.
Right away, this becomes a recruiting tool. Okay, tax benefit. What else? That the mindset comes a little later. 17 wealth principle, right, is also a great one. What about leadership, right? Levels of leadership, quadrants, or characteristics. There's so much we can talk about on leadership. What else? Is there like a simple one or something that...
Why do shopping?
Exactly. Why and how to do shopping annuity. For example, shopping annuity assessment, right? Why is it so important? That would be something that could go more upfront. Okay, so everybody gets the point. There are, many training topics such as GMTSS. Well, that's all that, but that's okay. Team, right? That's another one. Okay, so basic 5 we already went through. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last but not least, right? Although it's ECCT, not everybody can conduct official ECCT unless you get certified from the corporate, right? Certified trainer. But can we understand at least, right? For example, all the Form 1000, why and how to conduct, and also why our company has so much rules and regulations so that we can stay here, like JR constantly talked about this weekend, not just to make money, but be here for long term, right? It's all about profitability and longevity together. So, but really the last thing, Ms. Liu, I'm sure she will really talk about it, is being that 1% person that's 100% coachable. Only 1% of the UFO population can become 100% coachable. Popular. Did I just say popular population? Okay, so that's like a only 1% can become popular, which is also true, okay? So this is a general guideline, but the key for successful ABC duplication is not one structure fits all. I'm gonna say that again. A successful ABC duplication is never one structure fits all. Yep. So a lot of times people ask us, how do you conduct ABC training? For somebody that's experienced, have some experience already, it really comes from you understanding what that person wants and what can motivate that person. Does that make sense? Because there are people who join just for products. And if you come in and train about business, and set money goals, they may not get it. But what if you can catch their interest by duplicating more product knowledge? They realize, wow, ABC training really can help me grow, and I like this feeling of growing and learning. So what will they do? They may want to listen more about what using products can help us with business. And maybe if this person comes in just all about recruiting, do we know people like that? Do we know people like that? Yes. People come in, all they care about is how do I get my 2? How do I get my 2? So they don't understand that training needs to support your prospecting and recruiting. Then what can we talk about? Which topic can we talk about? Which topic can we talk about? That's attitude and knowledge could be one. I will probably do GMTSS. Right? This person is all about recruiting. Then how do you recruit? Can you recruit by yourself?
No,
We're going to show you how to recruit from first look, second look, then lead into the training.
Yes.
So that's the logic of how we solve people's problem, right? Is there people who come in not believing in themselves, not understanding what they can gain. They're very timid, they're very shy. They say, I'm just here, I just like the people. Do we have people like that?
Yes.
Okay. So what could be a possible topic we can help them to grow?
Why? Why Market America?
Why choose Market America? If you want to grow, personal growth, then you get the other 9. You will eventually gain residual income. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So do we also have people who comes in, always never show up to training unless they have a new person, right? And always expecting, when they don't have a guest, they don't show up. When they have a guest, they call every speaker, call every host, and say, "Who's the speaker?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
my person is this background. If I need this person to be the speaker. Do we have people like that?
Yes.
Demanding
Yeah.
and wrong attitude. What can we talk about? Which core can we talk about? Team and why and how conduct HBP.
Yes.
Because HBP is not just one person's show. It's what you need, but you gotta support it before you need it.
Yeah.
So 2 together, boom, right? Mental slapping. Mental slapping without them noticing. Okay? Do you like that? Mental
Yes.
slapping without them realizing that you're really doing it. You're fixing their mind, right? So we can go on and on and on about the logic behind it, but what I'm trying to say is you have to customize the ABC duplication for that specific crowd or target audience, okay? So can we give every speaker today a round of applause, please? Because of time, I really do want to bring maybe just a few partners to come up and briefly, right, 1-2 sentence, share what they benefit and learn the most from this afternoon segment or even the whole day. And tonight we actually have UVP, right, HBP duplication. So 7:30, still last chance to book some new guests. But first, I wanted to invite Shoshana here to actually come up and share with us what she benefited most from this afternoon. And she really has gained tremendous personal growth. Coming into the business because she loved the product, then personal growth, always had doubts in terms of whether she can make the residual income. But she really did something that's the most important, which is she's always followed team, training, and systems. Never ever missed a major event or a local event or a team event, always supporting, but really following the system. And this convention has made a big change and magic moment for her, and she's really ready to commit herself. So without further ado, help me welcome Shoshana.
Thank you so much, Olivia, for that gracious and lovely introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. How y'all doing? Great. So really what I took out from today in terms of our NUOT training really obviously is the GMTSS, because the GMTSS obviously plugs and connects all of us, and also I find that it's the education. The ticket is the education. Without that ticket, without the education, how exactly can we grow our business? Not just, because in terms of business growth, it's not. Okay, let me rewind. I think I still need more product. Basically what I'm saying is in terms of getting that growth in your business, you first need personal growth. And once you have that personal growth, your business growth will come. So sorry. And also what I learned in terms of our names list. I remember when I first started, I would always think, oh my gosh, I don't have names. I don't know anybody. But when you break it down in terms of just your circle of influence, you really start to think of all the different names and the possibilities of different people, and it just expands your horizon even more, because as we always say, people lead to people lead to people. Get to. And that's really what I took out from today. Thank you so much. Give back to Olivia.
Great. Thank you very much, Shoshana. Next, I wanted to invite Yolanda here. Really not only, came back to the system and recommitted herself since Las Vegas boot camp, and now I can tell she's happier than ever because she gets to work this business with her 2 lovely daughters. And you can tell she's constantly super proud. She's so excited about the next couple of years because 3 of them they got 18 tickets to World Conference, right? So without further ado, let me welcome our Senior Master Coordinator, Yolanda.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Great.
Yeah, I really learned a lot, and thank you for the fledgling team again to give us this chance to learn with everyone. And what I take away from today is that the quicker we change our mind, be empty, cut, and absorb, the quicker we can get to successful, to the success that we wanted, right?
Yes.
And what I've throughout this, not just today's training, but what has really touched me is yesterday, Chevy, that he was in front of the bus and then without any note card, he was just teaching us about, like, I was talking to Elaine. I was like, wow, the objections and the questions, he was just flowing out with it. So how can you do that? It's through practice, and learning. So a lot of action and then by doing it himself. So I think, for us to grow and then to reach the level that we want, and training is a must, and repetition, and just keep on doing it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yolanda. And next, I wanted to invite James, all the way from Honolulu, Hawaii, to also share with us what he benefited the most from today, and was really paying attention, learned whole day, right, tentatively. So help me welcome James.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm here at Flushing, and of course, you hear so much. So, of course, just being here and knowing the quality of the people, our great leaders, the great training, learning. One thing that I really liked was the last ending is, for every personality that's out there, guess what? We have it for them, it's already done. So keep on coming out, learn, and get plugged in. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And because of time, we don't get to have more people to share because we are tight on time. Everybody get quick food, and we start sharp at 7:30 for the HPP. But really do your very best to be back around 7, because we want to, create an environment for the new guests. And can we give ourselves a round of applause for an amazing day one? And if you guys are on Instagram, you can check out Shopping and Newly reposted our picture of the Prada bags. And so that's a great leverage, right? So thank you very much. Have a great dinner. Thank you.
那个谁啊，微微笑。